2012, I was a hitting coach here in Nashville in the old stadium. AA team was in Huntsville. So we went down and played golf with Darnell on an off day, and after about 16 holes, I started to get a couple of cramps in my calf, and really didn't think anything of it on account of it was the first time I played golf since spring training, maybe dehydrated. We went from Nashville to Tucson. I threw 15 minutes of batting practice off a platform, and my big toe started to get numb. I really didn't even think anything about that, because when I flew in the past, that my ankles would swell up and it was really no big deal. Then we went to Las Vegas, and in Las Vegas they had a platform that had a slope like an actual pitcher's mound. Threw 15 minutes of batting practice off that, and I couldn't walk off. Both my feet were numb, and it was pretty scary, I'm not gonna lie. Originally they thought it was a pinched nerve in my back, so when we got back here to Nashville, I went over to Vanderbilt. They did an MRI of my lower back, and lo and behold, they found a cancerous spot on my right hip. I think it was 1985 or 86. I got hit with a fastball there. Apparently for 30 years, it's been trying to heal. It produced so much protein in my body that it fought the antibodies in my system, and I ended up with a blood cancer called multiple myeloma. And then that cancer eventually turned into a neuropathy called POEMS syndrome, which at the time there was only 200 known cases in the world. It starts in your feet. Basically, POEMS syndrome, what it does is it unwraps the nerves from the tips of my toes to like just a little bit underneath my knee and a little bit my left hand. You ever sleep on your arm and it goes numb? That's how it was all the time. I was in a wheelchair for 9 months. I had some other AFO braces on. I couldn't stand up. Once I could move around a little bit with a cane, I went in for a stem cell transplant where they used my own stem cells. That process was pretty grueling. I will say that Vanderbilt Hospital saved my life. I will forever be indebted to them. Ironically, the oncologist knew an oncologist at Moffitt Cancer Institute that actually treated one of the 200 known cases of POEMS syndrome. That's my home. My home is in Florida, so I was pretty fortunate there, and they decided that they were going to do a stem cell transplant. They give you this medicine called Neupogen. Your stem cells are located in your bone marrow, and Neupogen takes them out of the bone marrow and puts them in the bloodstream. So I had a port, and they hooked me up, and my wife and I sat there for 9 hours, and after that, I went into a facility at Moffitt called a BMT clinic where they do transplants. I went in there the first day. They hit me with the highest dose of chemo that they had, and they wiped everything out of me. And then the next day they came in and put 2 million stem cells back in me, and then froze 2 million in case something was to happen. So it's an amazing process. It lasts 2 weeks. Every day they know what your white blood cell count is supposed to be. On that Wednesday, my white blood cell count was 0.01. I was almost dead. And they said, "Al, you're going home on Saturday." I said, "There ain't no way." And sure enough, I walked out of there. It was really tough on my family, because my son, he just graduated his senior year. He was going to college. He didn't want to go because of my illness. But my wife and I persuaded him to go, and he did. Without my wife, I wouldn't be here right now, honestly. Tremendous support. She's everything. I am thoroughly grateful for Doug Melvin, Gordash, and Tom Flanagan, because it was a pretty tough time, and because I couldn't fulfill my position as a hitting coach, the Brewers were going to terminate me. But if it wasn't for Doug Melvin, he made me a special assistant to player development, kept me on, and he would give me certain guys to look at, and I just scout them out. Quite honestly, Colin, I didn't think I would like it, because I've never been out of a uniform. As it turns out, I really enjoyed it. I owe them everything for me still having the opportunity. I went down to Arizona. I was there for 2 years as a hitting advisor. Helped some of the young coaches and some of the players as I got back on my feet. After that, I went to Wisconsin, back to Nashville, and here I am. It was a trying time. I'm a pretty blessed guy. If it wasn't for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't be here. And the other thing is I'm here to make a difference, because that's the reason why he kept me on this earth. He kept me on this earth to hopefully make a difference in people's lives and young players' lives, and that's what I'm here to do, and that's what gets me up every day. That's kind of what these days are, Stand Up to Cancer days mean to me. You know, I think of my wife's sacrifice, what she did for me, and all the people that are going through it, that lost loved ones, and I just happen to be the lucky one.